to be clear, this has got nothing to do with anything you've just said. This is a disgusting, racist woman who repeatedly spews the N-word, first at a young child.
Real quick, Marquette, in regards to people saying the N-word, right? Do you consider it being racist?
Well, we know the N-word has some variations to it, and there may be some who have racist intent and others who don't. At the end of the day, I do agree with something that's commonly stated by the right, which is a word should not send you over the edge. This is not to suggest that you should not enact consequences. Like, hey, if I was one-on-one with somebody and they called me the N-word hard R, and I looked around and I was sure there were no cameras and there would be no consequences and I could take their life, I'd absolutely take their life. Why not? Why not? But in the context of a civilization.
Real quick, Marquette, would you, so that makes sense. Would you still take their life or would you still have that same type of vitriol against them if they called you like a mother effer?
Well, mind you, there's no vitriol. I wouldn't even be angry.
Okay.
It'd just be a matter of, if you're using this word directed at me as an individual, it lets me know that you don't see me as an individual, because as an individual man, I'm very well accomplished, whether you're measuring it against the Black population, the white population, the Asian population. I'm in the top 1% of a lot of meaningful things, professionally, income-wise, you name it. I have intellectual property, right? So if someone's saying that, they're not talking about me, they're talking about the racial category that I belong to, which is to say that they are a legitimate racist. And for that reason, I'm always going to be someone that they're either going to try to do wrong or harm, and my children as well. So it would only be intelligent and strategic of me to eliminate this possible threat on the planet Earth, just like the United States does. If they think that someone is a threat or going to become a threat, they try to neutralize the threat. And so it wouldn't be a matter of hatred. It'd be a matter of what is appropriate to protect myself. It would be actually an offensive posture that's really, truly defense.
Yeah, I think me and you would agree on that too. I want to get your take on if it was a different word. So, you know, if they called you the N-word, but what if they just called you mother effer, like another slur to,
well, those would be, if it was non-racial, if it was just an insult, again, I'd look around and try to figure out if I could get away with it. Yeah. And if I could get away with it, I would proceed with the most effective means of neutralizing that person. But surely, outside of that which is inherent, meaning those things you cannot change, the reason the racial piece is taken more seriously is, number one, because of the history. And then number two, because of the fact that if someone says, hey, David, you're an N-word hard R.
Yeah.
That means no matter how smart you are, how pleasant you are, how much you contribute to the society, how much of a do-gooder you are, they still hate you. And what's more, they're malicious. So they're going to do something to hurt you and those like you, which would include your children and your wife. So that one you have to take the most seriously, not because you're most sensitive about it, but because you know that the threat is most serious. If they call me anything else, I would just, me personally, I just like to hurt my enemies. You hear me? If somebody's an enemy of mine, or if they think they're going to aggress toward me, I would like to destroy them. And this is not a thing that's unique to me. In fact, this is something that you'll read about in Niccolo Machiavelli's The Prince. This is something that you'll observe among people we regard well, Alexander the Great, Julius Caesar, and others that I won't name because I don't want the stream to get flagged.
Yeah, I agree on that, man. And I wanted to get your take on that to see if we actually agree on that. Because they would both be insults. If someone called me a mother effer, if someone called me the N-word, it would both be insults. I remember when I was in 7th grade, a white kid, his name was Big John. He called me the N-word. This was the first time I've ever knocked someone out for calling me the N-word. And this was when I was more in my emotional state as a young man.
Okay.
So yeah, he called me the N-word, and I said, listen, you call me that one more time, I'm punching you in the face. And this was 7th grade. I was pretty tall. I had to have been like maybe 5'8" at this time. Okay. But he was like 6'2". He was tall.
That's wild.
He was mad big.
Yeah.
And I beat him bad beat down. But you know, in regards to that, looking back at it and stuff, when we compare the N-word to another word that's an insult, I do agree with the point that you said, well, this word has history behind it. This word is fully like minimizing you as a person and all of your ancestors and everything else, this word is illogical too, because it's like for someone to be racist, it's illogical. It's void of logic because it's nonsense. So I get what you're saying. I agree on that part. All right, let's continue on.